They said it could change the world, a cure for nightmares, a way to unlock the human mind without a single drop of medication. It started, like most miracles do, in a small government research wing that didn't even have a sign on the door. The goal was simple: teach people to control their dreams. If you could realize you were dreaming, you could reshape it, cure trauma, erase fear, even extend consciousness into the hours we spend asleep. Imagine that. 8 extra hours of life every day. Artists could paint forever, scientists could solve equations in their sleep, and the rest of us could escape our pain anytime we closed our eyes. The first tests were promising. Subjects could identify they were dreaming and even control small details: the color of a flower, the sound of rain, the warmth of sunlight on their face. Researchers said the human brain was evolving, becoming self-aware, even while it rested. They called the program the Somnus Protocol, and for a while, it worked. Until they tried to make the dreams last longer. The goal was to extend lucidity, 10 minutes, 20, then hours. The subjects were eager. Who wouldn't be? To them, it felt like paradise. Perfect worlds where time didn't move, where they could build their own heavens and stay there as long as they wanted. But something strange began to happen around the 6th night. The dreamers started sleeping longer than their bodies should have allowed. Heart rate steady, breathing fine. But none of them would wake up. Doctors assumed they were in deep REM, the ultimate lucid state. They tried waking them gently. Then with noise, light, even mild pain. Nothing worked. One of the monitors showed a spike, the kind that meant the subject's mind had reached full awareness inside the dream. Except, their brain activity didn't slow back down. It kept rising, and the others began syncing with it, as though they were all sharing the same dream. A nurse swore she heard one of them muttering through the oxygen mask. The voice was calm. It said, "They're awake now." They ended the trial that night, shut the facility down, but no one ever explained why the equipment kept running for several hours after the power was cut. Nobody knows what happened to the sleepers. The next morning, every file was erased, except one. A single audio log. It starts with a steady hum. Then, halfway through, 12 synchronized voices whisper softly, not pleading, not scared. Just tired, disembodied voices are heard. Don't let them leave. After the experiment ended, the building was abandoned for years. No official reports, no cleanup crew on record. Just a fenced-off lot somewhere past the state line, a place locals called the lab that dreamed itself to death. Eventually, contractors were sent to clear it out. 4 men and 1 woman. They thought it was easy money: haul the old machines, sign an NDA, go home. At first it was just dusty hallways, paperwork still on the desks, coffee cups fossilized on the tables. Then they reached hallway B. That's where the hum started. Low, steady, like electricity, but every breaker was dead. They said the sound came through the floor, not the wires. A pulse you could feel more than hear. The team followed it to a sealed steel door labeled Somnus, REM observation. Someone had welded it shut from the outside. The air around it was warm, like a running engine behind the wall. One of the men joked that maybe the sleepers were still inside. No one laughed. They cut the welds. The moment the door cracked open, the hum stopped. Total silence. So thick it made their ears ring. Then the lights in the hallway flickered once, just once, enough to show a smear of handprints on the inside of the door, pressed in dried blood. Dozens of them. Inside, there were no beds, no bodies. Just 12 blackened outlines on the floor where the cots used to be, as if the people had burned themselves into the concrete. On the far wall, someone had written these words in blood: "The Watchers are here." They sealed the place again and left before dark. But that night, when the foreman tried to sleep, he heard a faint humming through the vents of his motel room. The same rhythm as his heartbeat. He recorded it on his phone. The next morning, he played it back for the others. The hum was gone, replaced by 12 synchronized voices whispering quietly, "If you hear the hum, it's too late. Don't panic when they see you. It's the only way to keep them here." They say the mind is never truly still. Even when the body sleeps, the brain keeps moving. That's what the Somnus Protocol tried to harness, a way to turn sleep into a second life. But no one ever asked what moves in there with us. After the experiment was buried, rumors spread that the sleepers never actually died. Their bodies failed, sure, but their minds kept dreaming. 12 consciousnesses drifting endlessly through the same shared void, awake but unable to wake. That's when the dreams started to leak. At first, only people living near the facility complained. The humming in the walls, the way the lights flickered at 3:33 a.m., the sudden feeling of being watched while half asleep. Doctors called it residual auditory imprinting. Locals called it the Watchers. They said if you practice lucid dreaming too often, you'd eventually find the place the dreamers are trapped, the circle from their shared dream. They said that's where the Watchers live. Cosmic entities that did not belong to any known species. They were born in that experiment, grown from 12 minds that stared too long into their own sleep, and now they wait for others who try to do the same. People who lucid dream too often describe a moment that shouldn't exist. A flicker between sleep and waking, when you realize something is watching from the inside. You can't move, you can't breathe, but you can feel the air shift. You feel the hum reverberate through your body. You sense something tall, standing beside your bed, leaning close to listen. They call that the hour of the exchange. If you stay calm, it passes. If you panic, if you try to scream, that's when it traps your consciousness and you no longer belong to your own reality. They feed on your fear and use your consciousness to help them grow stronger. The scientists thought they were progressing humanity, unlocking a new reality that people could have full control over. Instead, they attracted unwanted attention from an unknown reality. Now, the story goes that every so often someone learns to lucid dream. Sometimes by accident, sometimes through practice. If they learn how to extend their lucid dreams for an extended period of time, that's when the humming starts. That's when the Watchers notice, and when unsuspecting victims panic out of fear, they will feed. And the victim's consciousness joins the 12. Each time the circle grows wider, the Watcher's strength increases. The hum grows louder. The voices will be your only clue. But you have to listen. Don't open your eyes. Don't panic. And that's why old dreamers still warn. If you ever realize you're dreaming, don't push it. Don't try to take control, because the more you notice the dream, the more it notices you. And once you meet its eyes, just once, the hum comes from within you and you will never sleep alone again, until the Watchers get what they came for.